So today I thought we'd dive into a slightly different video, and today we're going to be looking at behind the scenes of what it looks like to run an online business, and more specifically an online coaching business, along with what it looks like creating content and pretty much just scheduling my day to day. Obviously this is slightly different to what my day would usually look like pre-pandemic. Like, hopefully I wouldn't be stuck inside like 24/7, but we can only deal with what we've got. My day will pretty much start the same every single day and every single morning, starting with a couple of black stuff and then straight into my morning dose before getting suited and booted. Just kidding. What you will need: a pair of sweats and a banging playlist. So it's just gone 9 AM and the next part of my day is going to be to plan the podcast. I'll also just take the time to put up any story that I've taken during the work, or just to pop on Instagram, because if it didn't go on the gram, it didn't happen. So not every day is going to look the same, but on a Wednesday I'll tend to train, plan the podcast, and then we'll shoot the podcast. I've been running the podcast now for about 2.5 years. When we first started, it was kind of like just a side thing for clients, but over the last 2 years it's become more of a thing. We've got to number 2 in the UK podcast charts, thousands of downloads per month. But most of all, it's just a time for me to sit down, me and Lucy spend some time and just talk. Now, I think the podcast is a really, really good way that you can produce content if you're not particularly confident speaking on camera. I had this question asked on Clubhouse yesterday: as a personal trainer, do you think that you need to be online? My answer to that was that if you are not online, I feel like you're getting left behind. And this doesn't mean that you need to have a business that's online, it's just about creating content so that you're more seen. If we take an example of 2 personal trainers who work out of a Pure Gym, one of them produces content for Facebook and online and other social media platforms, the other doesn't do anything. Now, who do you think that person who's going to the gym for the first time, who's looking around online, looking at local pieces of content, looking at people to potentially sign up with, who do you think he's going to go with? The person who's never seen much of before, or the person who's seen lots of times across numerous social media platforms in the gym and producing content which is directed at that person and to help that person? So today's podcast is going to be on eating disorder awareness, because it's Eating Disorder Awareness Week. I will pop the link for this week's episode in the description box below if you want to go and check it out. I'm not going to be able to record the podcast with the camera because we're recording the podcast with the camera, but I'll try and get some clips on my phone and I'll set it in this video for you. It's Eating Disorder Week. It'll be Eating Disorder Week, that's why I put it up on the same day.
So, good morning everybody. Today's podcast is all about eating disorders.
Check. DJ Beef Dick dropping on the decks. Yeah.
And I strayed away.
And just to move on, binges are often planned in advance, and the person may buy special binge foods that they crave to then binge on. Just some of the symptoms of binge eating disorders are, again, eating very large portions in a short period of time, and you often feel out of control. I think there was a stat to do with it.
Binging even if they want to, so they can be eating the food, and people have described it as you're feeling disconnected.
So we're just now answering some emails. I usually spend like half an hour doing this and then half an hour just catching up with some of the one-to-one clients. I usually just chunk my time into like 30-minute slots that you probably see in the diary. I just feel like by doing this, it allows you like to just spend a certain amount of time doing a certain thing rather than it becoming too tedious and applying too much time to it. Most stuff can be done in half an hour. It's just that when we apply an hour to it, we'll take an hour. Now my diary, as you can probably see, is anything highlighted in yellow and green is going to be social media stuff. So I've put that in bold because it's something when I'm producing content I enjoy doing. And I'll set some time aside, or more time aside, to produce the content like we're doing the podcast today. We've got a clubhouse and we've got the event this evening. And then after that, I'm gonna go for a quick walk for about half an hour to an hour. So one of the things that I use is something called an unschedule sheet, which I'll pop in a link in the description of the video. What unschedule sheet allows you to do is just schedule playtime or guilt-free time where I can exercise, train, do something that I want to do, and schedule work around that, which is a pretty cool concept to look at it, because at the end of the day, we want to work to produce more time that we can do shit that we want to do. So we're back from the walk. It's now 10 to 3. We've got a clubhouse talk in 10 minutes, so I'm just having this proper bro meal. Like, you don't get more bro than Uncle Me, Uncle Ben's. Some pack of chicken and a bit of mayo. I can slam it down now. I've also just got some questions together for the clubhouse session. Again, like when it comes to social media, I think one of the biggest advices to take away, the advices, is to not spread yourself too thin. I feel like that's something that I've done recently, although I'm on quite a lot of platforms like podcasts, Clubhouse, Instagram. Like, just try and like not spread your time too thin and focus on the areas where you feel you'll get the most bang for your buck. Like, I spend most of my time on Instagram and quite a little bit on YouTube. More YouTube because I enjoy it. So yeah, just don't spread yourself too thin. A couple of questions that I've got from Instagram on the Ask a Question that I put to do with business today. So it was, filming a full YouTube video on running an online business, what do you want to know? So I'm going to answer some of these in the clubhouse because I think it'll be quite interesting to get the other guys' advices today, as well as what I'm going to talk about. So did I do any courses to help with social media content? I didn't do any courses. I think with social media, there is some courses out there, but I believe a lot of it is like trial and error. See what works, throw as much shit as you can against the wall and hope that it sticks, kind of. And then just find out, like, from the analytics on Instagram and stuff, what's working, and post more of that. Also, you need to know who your market, who your avatar is, so you can post content directly that's gonna help that person, because at the end of the day, the more people you can help, the better. Okay, this is a cool one. Is there a real balance to it, or is it about finding a medium or happy medium? I mean, I think that's the most difficult thing of like running your own business, is that the happy medium often gets lost because you don't know when to start working. That's something that I, again, with the unscheduled sheet, which I'll pop on the screen, something where I'll schedule in my time with the stuff that I want to do first, like train first thing in the morning, walk when I want to walk, watch TV when I want to watch TV, and then my work evolves around that then. So, because the thing is that we often work, like I said, because we want to be happy, but if you schedule in time to be happy first and then work, then you'll be a happy worker.
You just trained?
Now, I got up like mega early today and trained at like 7 AM, got my stuff out of the way. Funnily enough, I'm actually shooting a YouTube video today on just about like running an online business. So I've asked, before we dive in, I've asked some questions on Instagram as well, just from like what PTs want to know. Emma, if you want to introduce yourself first, I'm sure we'll reintroduce ourselves as more people jump in the room.
Thanks, I love introducing myself. I'm Emma, I am an online personal trainer.
Intro as well. So I'm Ben Halden. I run the My Coach School with my partner, which is an online coaching business. So currently we have 37,000 members. We also do some one-to-one stuff and run the Not So Fit Club podcast, based a lot on social media, and my business model is completely online. Don't do any one-to-one work on the gym floor anymore. So yeah, that's me pretty much in a nutshell.
I've got 2 coaches as well. So everyone's life balance looks slightly different. And I think sometimes we compare ourselves to others and think like, these are how many days I should have off.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's very difficult when you first start. Like, I remember working like 14-hour days. Georgina's jumped up because she wanted to ask a question. So Georgina, if you want to jump in and fire away.
Very big newbie, but I followed you, Ben and Emma for the last 4 years as well, so I've learned a lot from you, so I just wanted to say shout out and thank you. But it's just kind of knowing how to actually switch up to do stuff that I'm not actually that interested in.
Yeah, I agree with Emma there, and just on that with like switching off, don't feel pressure to switch off and to step away from those things, because as Emma said, you know, especially in the early stages of your career, you're going to be looking at self-development and working on the business a lot more than you're working in the business and trying to improve things for your clients.
Is the shit that I want to do first, so whether that be like training. Me and Cal went out a little bit later on to shoot some stuff for a brand that I've been working with long term called Fablex, man. I've been using this time to spend more time building my personal brand around brands that I truly believe in is what's helped me keep the trust and build authority with my audience, by having those brands around me that I truly believe in.
Fucking hell. Is that? It's annoying, it's quite a cool logo as well.
Let's get one extra time and shoe, maybe, just so it looks a bit more authentic. Just something a bit different.
Is that Scooter?
I think it is, isn't it?
Let's go there.
And this is the kind of stuff for me that I don't always feel comfortable doing, but I'm actually really happy with how these shots that we got today panned out. Too far forward. How much have you got in shot, like from side to side as well, just so I know where my parameter is?
That side of the mark.
Okay, so we need to tidy some stuff up as well then. Brought to not admit.
Cool beans. Alright, we're going live in.
Cameras on, Ben?
Yeah, so building some of the stuff that we're doing now.
Okay, Liz.
No.
Alright.
Oh, we're in. See, multitasking, set up some of the app Amazon AWS developments. Doing a live. I basically run this show, by the way. Lucy's just shows her face every now and again.
No.
Just about to go live with day number 3 of the Myth and Motivation event. So these events is what we've been running this week. So we've organised a closed Facebook group so people can dive in through lockdown. I think we've got about 2.1 thousand members in this group. 2.2 thousand members. So tonight's session is going to be a home training workshop so that people can take some bits and bobs from it. Take some things to do with training and methodologies and ways to progressively overload from home from using minimal kit. And just some tips that you can add to the arsenal for free. So we're going to run this for 5 days. The final day is going to be on Friday. And then what we'll be doing is then, what's the right word? Pushing members, telling members about the My Good School and getting them onto the platform so that they can love life. How long is it?
2 minutes 50.
This is DJ Cal on the decks. Big Dick Cal, that's what we call him. Cal is the content creator for the My Good School.
It's me.
What else do you do? Sell yourself? Chris, do one go.
I'm just the sick guy.
That's why you got the job, because he was sick basically. So, Cal is on the deck today. He's going to be making sure that this event runs smoothly and looks absolutely epic. We're kicking off in how long?
1 minute and 46 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi guys, so we are in for a slightly different session today. We're not sitting down and being lazy slobs. We're actually going to be moving around a little bit. So we've got the home training workshop today. So the thing that we won't be doing, like you probably see a lot of lives on Instagram and Facebook at the moment, where you've got people jumping around like absolute lunatics. So a lot of people do the movement like that. How easy is that to do?
How often did you see this on Instagram?
Now let's look at tempo. So what I'm going to ask Lucy to do is do a... So we just finished the motivation event today on the workshop. It was pretty cool. Just going through some of the messages, like we had loads of people tagging and stuff, which is really cool. So that people took stuff from the session. I'm now just going to jump on Instagram. Again, I think this is probably my last piece of content for the day. So I'm posting just a picture of me and Lucy and plugging the podcast that we put up, and that'll be my kind of final social media for bits of the day. And it's 7 PM now, so we'll kind of be signing off from there. Hi mate, I've got your email. I will pick it up tomorrow. Just run out of time a little bit today, not a lot. I'll ping over like I'll revise budget just due to the app build and stuff. It's going to be what we're looking for more. So, however, saying that, this is obviously the pre-campaign stuff, and we'll have a different budget. Yeah, if we can do a different time. Maybe it's worth looking at what time Clubhouse works best. And we're right back at where we started. So I'm now just filling in the diary for tomorrow. Today's day was like a little bit different, like not every day will tend to look like today, and I suppose it wasn't really like how you run an online business, it's just how my days go of running an online business. For example, like tomorrow, going through the diary just now, like I will tend to like alternate my days. One days will be like very content heavy, some days will be very client heavy, like tomorrow's day is just fully with clients, check-ins, getting back to one-to-one stuff, doing some new programming for new clients. So I'll split my time as much as I can. I'd say probably now more than ever, it's like a good time to run an online business or start doing something that you enjoy, just because I think for most people they've either got a lot more time on their hands or potentially, unfortunately, lost the job. I think the most important thing is that you do something, one, that you enjoy. I know that sounds very cliche, and two, you just need to take action with shit, because you're going to regret the stuff that you don't take action on, even if it's imperfect action. Like I've fucked up many a times with stuff that I'm doing and with business, and it's just about fucking up and learning from it and get better as you go along. And I think the other thing to know is like it's not going to be easy. You can have a lot of full days where you've got to do shit and carry on working, but then as you get further down the line, there's stuff that you're going to enjoy and have more time for yourself. And the other thing is like, I don't really like about a lot of the online businesses, and it's a phrase that I don't like using, but it's the entrepreneur life, where people are looking at that 4-hour work week and work on a laptop on the beach, and it just doesn't work like that. A lot of people like to call themselves and put in their bio entrepreneur, millionaire, 20, whatever. It's like the whole analogy that I like to use of like people who jog then become runners, but it's not until they learn to jog that they become a runner. Exactly the same with work or business. You start running a business and then maybe you become an entrepreneur. So don't jog before you can run. But if you enjoyed today's video and took anything from it, even if it just entertained you for like whatever this has been, maybe 15, 20 minutes, then please give it a like and a thumbs up, because it really helps me. If you've got any questions about work, business, PT, online coaching, please drop it in the comments below, because I will go through them all. And of course, if you would like to see more of the videos, make sure that you see future videos and be a top all-round geezer, then make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, because that helps me more than you would know. Yeah, apart from that, see you in the next one.
Corazón, gun finna jump for this shit.